Well, we use this week to reset, refocus, and then improve. As we get back into Big Ten play, our kids got to look at this as a fresh start. As just a brand new start in Big Ten play. It'll be our second Big Ten football game. Indiana on offense presents a lot of problems. They had 104 snaps versus Cincy last week. They snap it faster than third fastest team in the country snapping the ball. So it's going to present a problem for our defense. But at the end of the day, it's homecoming. It's a night game. And we're excited to get back in front of our fans in Memorial Stadium.
Questions? How do you counter that pace that Indiana's going to come at you with on your, especially with the defense, knowing some of the issues you guys have had this year?
Well, my thing is get the calls in. Bill's got to get the calls in, and we got to execute the call.
Vicky, what kind of stuff generally have you done to enhance, to prod along that reset that you talked about?
Well, we gave them off. We gave them off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, brought them back Sunday. So give them time to let their body heal, let them get away from football, let them get with their families. So that's the things we did this past weekend.
Kevin Williams wasn't on the 2 deep. Is there an update on him? And just sort of, how do you feel about your O-line setup right now, and maybe Piper having a bigger role?
Yeah, Piper will start at up left guard. Kevin will be out. He had surgery at high ankle sprain, so he had surgery, so he'll be out maybe 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 more weeks. But, at the end of the day, the ball's going to kick off Saturday, so we got to get our best 5 on the field. But Piper will start at left guard.
Mickey, what was the competition like during practice last week? I know you parked on Nebraska versus Nebraska. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. It was really good competition. We got after each other. And today we was getting ready for Indiana, and I was happy with their effort today because we talked about effort between you and you. And they gave us that today and last week.
Mickey, there was times in the past where some of the defenders said that the calls weren't getting in at a good pace. How do you change that, especially with the changeover on the defensive leadership side?
Well, sometimes with tempo teams, you're going to get a call in. So the next call, they got to get their eyes over to the sideline right away and get the call. And it's got to be one word's got to tell you everything. The front, the coverage, the blitz. So we do a lot of one-word things. But the linebackers have to really get the calls from the sideline, and the safeties have to get the signals so we can get going.
Mickey, it's a night game, Memorial Stadium. I know you played here, but, first night game as a head coach, does it feel a little different knowing what the night games are kind of like here in Lincoln?
No, it doesn't feel different because at the end of the day, football is a football game. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but night, morning, we have to play football. And everything special. It's always special to me when I can walk into Memorial Stadium. It's always special, night, morning, afternoon. But this is homecoming. It's a night game. Like I said, we're going to be excited to be back in front of the fans.
What do you think Bill Bush can do in a short amount of time, 2 weeks, to maybe change the defense or transform it a little bit?
Well, we eliminated some things that we did in the past. But Bill's not out there by himself. He's the D-line coach, the linebacker coach, and the secondary coach, they're all working together, and they're working together well. I told those guys yesterday how I appreciate them jumping on board. So they've been meshing, and sometimes it's hard to do that, but they've been meshing. But Bill's sharp. Bill's a really good football coach. He understands what I want. I got to see him in action at LSU, with Dave Aranda. So he knows what I want. He knows what he's doing.
What about that experience at LSU made you believe in Bill for this role?
But like I said, I competed against him every day. I went against him every day. And he was thorough about what he was doing, and we shared notes all the time. And he was detailing what he was doing. And he coached some really good football players, but he also coached some kids that was average that looked good, because of he's a great teacher. And that's what you got to be a good football coach. You got to be a great teacher.
What makes a good teacher?
Detailing things, knowing how the kid learns. It goes back to, teaching. That's why, teachers are special people in this world because they have to look at a kid and say, okay, this kid learns this way, this kid learns this way. And Bill's doing that. Bill's breaking it down. And so is the other guys on the defensive staff. The offensive staff are doing the same thing.
Hey, Vicky, you guys went out on the road this past week with the rest of the staff. What was the reception like for you guys out there?
It was great. It was great. Everybody still loves Nebraska. All our commitments are still in. We had one decommit, but we can understand that. But everybody, the reception was great with all the coaches.
Thank you. It's only been 16 days, I think, you've been the interim. But have things slowed down for you? Is there a comfort level that you feel like you've achieved to a certain degree?
I think coming back from New Orleans, it slowed down for me because I got to get out on the road as the head coach. I got to have an off week as the head coach. You know, thrown into the fire the first week, that's okay. That happens. That happens. And you just got to bow your neck and get going. But Sept has. It slowed down for me. And I had to do that. I had to sit back and just think about things and slow it down myself, and I did that.
How was that reception for you, and what was that experience like getting back home first time in this role? Did you get, I know you're here for business, but did you get to see some friends and family too?
Yes, saw my dad, but everybody wants a job. Everybody wants a job. Everybody had answers. So, you know, it was good to see old friends. It was good to see old coaches, but everybody had all the answers and everybody wanted jobs. So, straight, typical New Orleans.
How do you feel about your running backs, Mickey? I mean, you mentioned the A.J. Allen injury last week, but Gabe Erman stepping into a bigger role. What do you feel about that group now going forward?
Well, you know how we feel about A.G. Grant's a really good player and real confident in Gabe. Gabe ran the ball well at the end of the game against OU. Let me tell you about Gabe. Gabe's a high-character kid. When things didn't go his way, he didn't sit on the sideline and pout. He bowed his neck. He waited until he got his opportunity, and he took advantage of it. So we have a lot of confidence in Gabe.
Mickey, what's been the most difficult part about taking over as interim coach so far?
Just learning, you know, thanks to Andrew and my crew over there, and just learning everything, just kind of taking everything in. It's a lot to do. Like, I don't really enjoy this, you know. I really don't, to tell you the truth. I'm not that type of dude that want to be in front of the cameras all the time, but that's what the job brings. So I have to do it, but I got to depend on my guys, you know, Keith and everybody, and Matt to help me with this, and I'm always open. The people that help me the most are the players, because they're bought in and no resistance. They're bought into what we're trying to do. But it wasn't easy. It's not easy.
You mentioned last week about maybe over the course of the week there'd be some younger guys who surfaced. Are there some guys you would even feel comfortable mentioning who you think are on the cusp of helping you that haven't been in main roles yet? Or how do you feel that's happening as far as depth with the younger guys?
Well, we have some younger guys that we want to look at. You know, Malcolm's one of them. Malcolm's going to play some corner. Gold's going to play some safety. We're trying to find our best 11 guys and get them on the field. And, you know, so we got to find those guys. And so we're going to go through those young kids and see if they can get it done. And if they can get it done, we'll give them some reps on Saturday. But they've been great. Today and last week, they've been great.
What's your message to young guys, like in their first year of college football in the portal era, to stay with it, you know, to stay patient? What do you tell those guys?
Well, you got to keep encouraging them, and you got to let them know when their time comes that they got to be ready to go. And then you got to put them in the game. And that's what we're going to do. We got to put them in the game and see what they can do. But you're right. You have to recruit. You have to recruit your team right now with the portal.
Mickey, how much, you know, with all the change that's happened to this point in the season and some of the rough results, I mean, how much would it mean? How much do you think, where would the team go if they were able to get a win? How important would that be if they did pick up a win?
I think it's important. I think beating Indiana is the number one goal, but it's really important for this football team just to get some confidence that they can start something and finish it. And that's our goal, to beat Indiana.
Hey, Mickey, where is Ernest Hausman at in the conversation? I don't think I saw him on the depth chart yesterday. Is he still in the mix at linebacker, or is he just going to be more special teams?
He's going to be both, but he's still in the mix. He's still in the mix at linebacker also.
Where does he need to come the furthest to kind of get back up there?
With all those young kids, just ask me, it has a slow down for them. It has a slow down in their head. You know, this game is a fast game compared to Friday nights. Saturday afternoons and Saturday nights are really fast. So he had to slow down for him. But he's an intelligent kid. He's a really good athlete. And he just got to keep developing. But he's always going to be in the mix.
Mickey, what are you doing to prepare your team for the Temple of Indiana this week?
Working with the scout team, getting them lining up quick and having the guys recognize the formation and then snap the ball. But the thing, recognize the formation, get your feet in the ground, and then let's go. Let's play football.
Mickey, Casey turns 24 next week. I don't want to load this question up too much, but how much does it help your nerves to have a veteran guy at that position?
Casey's 24.
You know,
Man, I've been knowing Casey for since he's a baby, but it's good. It's good. It's a veteran. I mean, it was back in the old Nebraska days when you had all those fifth-year seniors out there and everybody was 24 years old. So that's okay because it's no rush to get out there in the war. I know in the NFL says, oh, we want them to be young, but usually those young kids going in, they're not mature enough. But I didn't know Casey was going to be 24. I thought he was younger than that. But it's good to have a veteran quarterback at 24. That's old.
Mickey, how have you seen the defensive guys respond to Bill Bush's coaching style and some changes that were made as well? Have they been receptive, and how are they trying to react to some of those?
They've been receptive because we talked to them about Sunday, about team unity, about being one, and everybody to do their job. But they've been very receptive of what's going on. Like I said, the kids been great. The kids have bought in. They've been great. But everything that they've been through, they've been great. They haven't blanked. They're moving forward.
How much more in the last month communication have you had with Trev, and how much is he a sounding board for when you want to vent?
Well, we talk, just the normal talk like before I took this job. We meet on Sundays, but we don't talk every day. I talk to my brothers every day. I don't talk to people every day.
Mickey, the offense took a step back in the last game. What do you want to see over the next 5 days before the Indiana game get back on there?
We want to be more consistent. We want to keep the drives going. We got to be better on third downs, and we talked about that. Whip understands that, but I'm sure that the kids, they understand it also. But I'm sure that we'll be better Saturday.
How do you get kick and punt returns going?
We gotta hold up. You're talking about the Charlie unit, the punt return unit. We got to hold up on the outside, and we got to force the return. We got to force the return. We're looking for one of those special teams to make a big play this week. We need one of them to make a big play, and we challenged them with that.
Mickey, you have sort of this national coaching search sort of background of this season. Did you address with the guys at all at any point, like, hey, you guys are going to have some distractions, you might see a bunch of rumors? I mean, how did you address that if you did?
Well, we always talk about blocking out the noise. So we're not going to worry about who the search firm's talking to because, like I said before, Nebraska deserves to have a national search. And like our interviews right now, the next 8 games, that's your interview. So we can't do anything about that. And we also talk to them, control what you can control. We can't control that. So we're going to block out the noise and we're going to focus on Indiana.
Coach, you've changed your practice schedule, you've changed how you practice, you've changed your mentality in terms of how you practice. Have you seen improvements in these last couple of weeks compared to the weeks prior to before you made all that change in practice?
Yes, tremendous improvement. They're flying around, they're thudding up, tremendous improvement. Like I said, they bought in.
What does Lamar Brown bring to that nickel spot that's maybe a little different than what you would have been asked to do as more of a DB?
Well, he's a kid. He's very athletic. We wanted to get him closer to the ball. We like his coverage skills because at safety, you got to be a combination of a linebacker and a corner. And the nickel, you got to be the same. And we like his covering skill, covering slots. We also know that he'll stick his face in the fan and make tackles already. But he's very athletic, and we wanted to get him closer to the ball.
Couple more, Coach, if there are.
Coach, what'd you do Saturday? Did you watch some college football? And did anything stand out?
No, I watched college football. No, I was recruiting. I was at a 9 o'clock practice. Then I went to a 2 o'clock game. Then I went to a 6 o'clock game. I don't have time to watch other guys play. I didn't even watch my brother play. I don't even know if I didn't find out they lost until Monday morning talking to him. I'm focusing on what's going on at Nebraska. I don't really have time to watch games like that.
What intrigues you, and Coach Bush will talk in tomorrow about Hart? Because he hadn't played much until now he's on 7 on the depth chart. What intrigues you about him?
Malcolm's a go-getter. He's a tough kid from Mississippi that don't blink. It's not too big for him. He was a really good player coming out of high school. And like I said, he's a smart kid. We just got to get him reps. But he deserves to get in there and have a chance to play.
He was kind of a late bloomer. This was the way that Nebraska's coaches described it. Was he on LSU's radar at all, or did that happen late, or not really?
No, I don't think he was on LSU radar, but, when I left LSU, I didn't know who they were recruiting, and I didn't care who they were recruiting.
Anything else for Coach? All right.
Thank you, guys.